Angus, looking ahead to tomorrow's game against Burton Albion, we'll just reflect on last week. Did that feel like a hugely important win at Bristol Rovers?
Massively, I think it's a bit of a derby. We travelled in numbers, and it was nice to get over the 50-point mark. But ultimately, it was a good team performance and a fantastic away win.
Talk about the game from your perspective, because it was a little different for you being a player that comes off the bench, having started so many games.
Yeah, definitely. It was a game of two halves. We started really well, and sort of, after half time, I think we always sort of knew it was sort of next goal really decides this game. If we had got the third, I think we go on 3-4 or maybe 5. But Bristol Rovers are fighting for their lives, so they got back into the game, and it was a little bit touch and go towards the end. But I think pretty much all of us have sort of been there when you're chucking everything in the kitchen sink at it, and credit to everyone, they stood up and defended well and got the win in the end.
And we faced another difficult test this time round, another side fighting for their lives, Burton Albion, who have pulled themselves sort of away from danger slightly. What are you expecting from them?
Yeah, I think arguably this is probably more of an important game for us. They're going to come here fighting for absolutely everything, fighting for their careers, fighting for their lives, sort of thing. So we've got to start the game like we did on Saturday, and just keep looking up. Really, we want to finish in that top half of the table. We've got our goals. Obviously, they've got their goals. They're going to come with a game plan. So let's stick to ours and hopefully get all 3 points.
Gary had spoken about the magic number of 50 points a few times. We've now reached 52, and you said the eyes, they're all now on a top half finish. Are you really confident as a group that we can have a really strong end to the season?
Yeah, definitely. I think if you look at the results over the last probably couple of months, sometimes the performances haven't been there, but we'd rather the 3 points over sometimes a performance sort of thing, and we've taken confidence from the likes of Saturday, going and beating Bristol Rovers 2-1 away from home, a massive sort of derby. We're going to take that into the last 4 games, and we've got every confidence that we can do it.
And our penultimate home game of the season, how have you found playing at SJP since you joined? I know that the fans have certainly warmed to you.
Yeah, no, it's been amazing. From the minute I stepped out on that pitch against Nottingham Forest, it was like, wow, this is amazing. And it's helped that obviously the fans have sort of got behind me. It's sort of made my life a little bit easier and let me just focus on my football.
Have you thought about your future beyond this season?
No, I actually haven't. It was sort of one of them ones when I come in January and I signed to the end of the season. I wanted to get back playing. I wanted to focus pure and simply on getting back and enjoying my football. And Exeter have given me that stepping stone to really enjoy my football and play as many games and as many minutes as possible.
Gary, when we spoke to him after Bristol Rovers, he was very.
Has he offered me a 4-year deal yet? No.
You have to ask him that. After asking that one, he was very complimentary of Jack Fitzwater stepping in with Ed's injury and captaining the side. How do you think, from your experience of playing with Jack, how he's been particularly in the last couple of weeks?
He's been amazing. To come back from an injury sort of thing, and when Ed obviously went down with his injury, I think he sort of knew he was probably going to get his chance, and he took it with both hands, and he's been amazing since coming back in. He's a great leader on and off the pitch. He does things right every day. So credit to Jack that he, I do call him Al a lot, but that's because I'm used to playing next to Al. But he doesn't like it too much. But no, he's been amazing.
Just to end, would you like the opportunity to pitch yourself for a 4-year deal?
5 years.